Now, with a batting order for tonight's Century 21 Home Run Derby, please join your host, Chris Berman.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for some long ball? I thought so. Welcome to Safeco Field, the home of the team with the best record in the major leagues, the Seattle Mariners. We thought you might have noticed that too. And welcome to the Century 21 Home Run Derby. Much anticipated event every year at the All-Star Game. We will crown a champion. Whoever ends up with the most back-backs will win. 4 men from each league will rotate from league to league, hitting in the following order. Leading off for the visiting National League from the Colorado Rockies. 405 total bases last year, one of just 5 men to do it in the last 50 years. Oh, by the way, he won the batting title, hitting .372, and the RBI crown at 147. 26 homers at the break. Please say hello to the Rockies' Todd Highway to Helton. From the Oakland A's, leading off for the American League, also at first base, he's the AL MVP from a year ago. Leading the A's to the postseason with a 43-homer, 137 RBI campaign. With 19 homers at the break, say hello to Jason Giambi.
Big Papa. Do make a mockery of this place again.
Plays right field for the Chicago Cubs. His 2-year assault on the home run record and duel with Mark McGwire are now part of baseball lore. 66 homers in '98, 63 homers in '99, 50 last year to lead the majors. Now a member of the 400 home run club, 29 this year. From the Chicago Cubs, Sammy Sosa. Last year, he became the first Angel to hit 40 home runs in a season when he hit 47 to, oh, by the way, lead the American League. Also set a record for American League third baseman with most home runs in a single season. With 22 home runs at the break, please welcome from the Anaheim Angels, Troy Duck Under Glaus. Hitting third for the National League, very simply, he's having one of the best seasons at the plate ever. 13 homers in April, tied the Major League record held by a guy who played a little ball here in Seattle named Griffey. 86 RBIs at the break, lead the majors. He has 35 home runs. Left field for the Arizona Diamondbacks, he has been going Gonzo. Say hello to Luis Speedy Gonzalez. One of the reasons the Mariners are 63-24. He's proof that you can come home again. He began his pro career in the early 90s here in Seattle. And boy, has he come back in a big way. 84 RBIs signed for the American League. 22 homers from your Seattle Mariners, Bret Boone.
Go, boy. Welcome home, buddy. They love you here.
Gonzo, that right there.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. It's pretty good.
This man has been the talk of baseball, but that's nothing new for the 3-time MVP in the National League. This year he became only the 17th man in the history of Major League Baseball to have 500 career home runs. In the process, moving up the list, passing Hall of Famers Eddie Murray, Mel Ott, Eddie Matthews, Ernie Banks, Ted Williams, and Willie McCovey. Pretty good, huh? He now has 533 home runs. His 39 at the break, the most ever in Major League Baseball. Left fielder for the San Francisco Giants, Barry U.S. Bonds. There is a rumor going around that he no longer plays for the Mariners, but while he was here, he had 3 straight years of 40 home runs. He won the batting title in '96, hitting .358. Okay, he plays for Texas now. But give him a break. Welcome back to Seattle, Alex Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, your Century 21 Home Run Derby participants, let the games begin. Well then, little out of breath here, boys. Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza, I'm a little out of breath, so you help me out. You know what? The Seattle fans, it's as if, okay, we've let it go. It was a nice reception for A-Rod, wasn't it, fellas?
Well, I thought it was great because a lot of his former teammates were there kind of, you know, urging the crowd on, and the crowd gave him a great ovation.
Tremendous welcome. It was really nice, and as you said, it's just always nice because I think when it comes right down to it, an event like this, it's just baseball.
Right.
And you know what? For 2 days, he plays for their team, the American League.
Absolutely.
He's homespun. And although Safeco Field's only be open for about 2 years, he has more homers here than anyone else. He knows that it's 331 down the line, 327 to right field, 405 to center. But look at how deep the alleys are, 390 and 387. Mike, you took batting practice with the National League. It's warm, but it's a tough park to hit it out. What were your first impressions of it?
Well, I think as most parks here, the roof open, the wind's blowing pretty well, I think, out to right. I saw left-handers hitting the ball pretty well up in the seats. But as Joe knows, anywhere, any ballpark, you still got to hit it to get it out. You hit it on the barrel here.
Well, the big guys, if they hit it on the barrel, it'll go anywhere.
It's going to go.
Well, these people right here are hoping that they can hit it on the barrel. These 8 individuals are the regional winners of the Century 21 Home Run Derby sweepstakes. Each winner has been randomly paired with one of the sluggers in tonight's contest. The lucky person paired with the winner of this year's Derby will win $250,000 towards the purchase of a new home. Last year, Sammy Sosa won it. He won a new house for Dennis Orbadal. Dennis moved into his new home in Morris, Minnesota on December 12th in time for Christmas. So Christmas in July for one of these folks down on the field, which is nice.
I got an extra lamp if anybody needs it.
Now, there are 2 other things we should tell you about. There are $2 million signs. This is in right field. Now, this is going to be pretty difficult. All right? The one in left center is 452 feet from home plate, 27 feet high. Now, you could get there. The one on right is 453 and 63 feet high. I don't know if even the Babe would get to that one. Maybe little Joe could.
Some of these guys may be able to get there. Babe may not have been able to do it.
Good, how are you?
Well, always polite Todd Helton will lead it off, huh? How's it going? How's your family? Well, this is fun. I mean, face it, this is the first time you know a lot of these players, Mike, and you haven't seen them all year if you're in the other league.
No, absolutely. And the way the schedule is this year as well, you don't get to see these guys come in 2 or 3 times, usually in your own division.
Ready?
Although it is interesting to note that 7 of the 8 participants are Western Division players from the various leagues. Only Sammy is not.
Yeah.
So they have played against most of them. And so Todd Helton with 405 total bases last year, which is a staggering number.
Ball flies crispy in the West.
Yeah, especially in Colorado, right? The Denver air.
Now we're a little closer to sea level here, and we should go over the rules. That any ball swung at and not over the fence for a home run is an out. It could be a 404-foot snorter off the center field fence, or it could be a little dribbler back to the mound, but they're all outs. You get 10 outs, and the top 4 of the 8 will move on to the second round, and then we'll seed 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. So that's what we're looking at here.
Todd's hitting the ball hard. Getting a little top spin. It's a tough shadow too, Joe. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that makes it a little more difficult when the pitcher's in the sunlight and the batter's box in the dark. It's gonna be, hey, just think you have to face Randy Johnson or somebody.
Yeah, what time is it?
90 miles an hour.
Well, this is Jeff Matuzis, the batting practice pitcher of Arizona. You know, that's right. This is not. Let's see, we've had it in prime time in Colorado, but then we went east the last 2 years, so this is our first one. And is it back far enough? Hey!
Just think tomorrow, Mike, you're hitting 6, so about 10 minutes from now, you'll be hitting.
Oh, that's nice.
That's right.
Oh.
He's way out in front of that one. I won the center. He got out here pretty well.
There is a little bit of a wind from left to right. So if you can get it right down the line. And I talked to Jason Giambi, who, of course, at least plays here often as a visitor. And he said if we can see a shot of the right field fence from the right of the Boeing sign, from like straightaway right field over, that's really whatever power alley there is here on a day like today.
Right there.
Right there is where Helton is gone. Go! He beef jerkies it off the first facade.
You like to get that, you find that wind channel. You call it the magic carpet.
It's gone if it stays fair, but it will not. And so Todd is down to 3 outs left.
Mike, I know you haven't had a lot of success in these tournaments before, but what are you trying to do? You're just trying to get a rhythm, aren't you? Just find that groove. Then you may hit 5 or 6 in a row.
Exactly.
Center field. Oh, that's a tough out to get off the center field wall. Well, do you think Todd Helton made the right move, Joe and Mike, that he was a quarterback at Tennessee, got hurt a little bit, and then they got this kid named Peyton Manning. He said, you know what, I think we'll do some baseball. Think that was a good move?
I think it turned out pretty well for him.
Yeah, not bad. Although in this one, just 2 home runs. And he's such a great line drive hitter, isn't he? He's with Harold Reynolds. Harold, welcome.
All right, thank you. Todd, you're the first guy, you're the guinea pig. How tough is it to be the first hitter in this competition?
It's pretty tough. Being out there without a screen, it's a little nerve-wracking. But I hit some balls good, and they did go out.
Yeah, well, obviously it's not Colorado, huh? Back to you up there, Boomer.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Harold. Yeah, let's see, mile high to exact sea level. I think we lost somewhere about 5,280 feet.
That ball's going out anywhere, though.
He's such a good player, but home runs, not so far. Jason Giambi, the AL MVP from a year ago, will be up when we come back to Seattle. And it just doesn't get prettier than this. This park is unique and spectacular, huh, guys? He's pretty spectacular last year, too, huh, Jason Giambi?
Jason Giambi is definitely just looks like an offensive lineman with a bat in his hand.
You know, it's funny, Mike, we've done batter's boxes, we call them, around the league. We did one with you, of course, and some other guys. The Giambi, watch how much he moves his head compared to a guy like yourself and some of the other hitters. It's amazing that he can hit, but he has a lot of head movement.
Yeah, usually that's not conducive to good hitting because, I mean, the ball's coming in 90+ miles an hour. And we have an expression in hitting where you want to try to slow the ball down.
Right.
And the only way to do that is keep your head still. But You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Right, that's true. But anytime, like you say, you move toward the ball, you're actually speeding it up.
Exactly.
Well, this is our first. Remember, we talked about Barry Bonds in the Open, a home run hitter that hadn't hit him out for a while. He hadn't hit a home run in almost 2 weeks. So let's see if this gets his stroke back. Let's check that theory. He's trying for right of that Boeing sign. Does it have enough legs? Not quite.
You know, as we'll emphasize again, I mean, anytime you take that cage away, it's kind of like your safety net as a hitter. It just gives you a little bit of comfort swinging in the batter's box, and when you take it away, it's a little bit of a change.
Back down the line. There's one in the power alley. Gone.
That was a rocket there. He really flogged it.
Chris, you mentioned that he hadn't hit a home run in a while. Well, part of the reason he's had a sore calf, so he's missed a few ball games as well.
But you know what, being the way he is, there was no question. He offered the opportunity. I can't wait to do it, he said. This one is well hit to right center. Back. Gone. Way out. So 2 homers with 4 outs for Jason. And now, if this stays fair, it's gone. Yes, off the pole. 3.
Off the pesky pole.
Yep.
That's Boston.
They're going to call it here off the Ken Phelps or the Bruce Bochy or Alvin Davis pole. Oh. This is a rainmaker. Gone.
That's a helium ball. Robin Ventura said.
Well, here's that theory. 4 in a row, guys.
He's on fire right now. He's in the groove.
Pitching to him. Speaking of all, this one is just nailed. No doubt.
Shatterproof glass.
Thank goodness. He hit it here, cafe, huh? 5 straight for Giambi. Back. Make it a 6-pack.
It's a way to get your calamari in the cafe up there.
Man.
Upper deck.
Barry and the guy was saying, look what I have to follow.
Ouch. That ball was crushed.
Oh. He's human. About those little kids that get to shag that out there.
Checks up nicely. Little Phil Mickelson, 60-degree wedge.
Yeah.
You know, this one to the track, to the wall. Gone! You know, pitching is one-time Mariner catcher Dave Valley, who, well, he was, remember some of the slumps he used to go through? They used to have beers at one of the local pubs for the price of his batting average. So he went to like 149. He was the most popular player here with the Mariners at one point for a variety of reasons.
I hope he got the drink for free.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Swannies, I think the price is.
That hurts. That's more or less like your iron shots, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Low scorchers. You've read my book, Sculling for Dollars? This is no skull. It's like yours. Look at the leverage there. Hey, this is quite a show by Jason Giambi after starting with a handful of outs.
I have to think that the ball is really traveling well to right field. I know the flags are blowing that way, but I mean, the ball is jumping out that way.
Well, this is a little more of a low one with hair on it.
Hope you have your gloves out there. You don't want to catch one in the decal.
10 homers for Giambi. My goodness.
Catch it right in the fotch.
Yes.
Be careful.
I have to tell you that.
Oh no.
This looks like it's going to reach the roof. God, off the first facade for Giambi. Great job by Jason, who walked on to the Long Beach State baseball team. And guess what? He could walk off with this with the single round record, which was what, 13 by McGuire and Fenway. I don't think any of us will ever forget that.
We'll have to tell you, you better save some.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, remember Mark had nothing left after that, but look at this. Back, and gone! Number 12, he started 0 for 4.
Well, that's nice to remind him.
That's true. No pressure.
Oh, there's a no-doubter. Back. That's a McGuire shot. The man that's his mentor, if you will. Oh, goodness. This is to right center. Back it goes. Almost.
Dave Valley just lobbing up grapefruits there.
He was wishing he was pitching to him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, back. Forget about it.
That was a rocket. That was a rocket right there.
460-foot rocket sets the record in this competition. And that'll do it, but not until Jason Giambi clubs out 14 home runs. What a show he put on. Harold Reynolds.
Jason, you got this place jumping. New record. You broke your best friend Mark McGuire's record. Talk to us about the roll you jumped on.
You know, Dave Valley was just laying him in there, got me in the groove, and I got my boy Barry sitting over there, so I had to put on a good show for him.
Big show for everybody. What's that like when you really get on a good groove like that and the ball's jumping off your bat?
You just feel it. You just have that timing, and he was throwing in the same spot every time and just let me get on that roll.
Well, he's on a roll. Hopefully you have enough for the next rounds. Boomer, back to you.
All right, Harold, so much for the shadows, so much for the strain right calf. That's a Pike Street Market shot. That's a Puget Sound shot. Pretty good, huh, boys?
Ouch. That. Rocket ball coming at you. Oh. Frank Howard used to say that.
He used to hit him. And here's A-Rod going, oh my goodness. And Jason, you know what? He couldn't wait. He was fired up to do this. Yeah. He had his game plan down.
Came in
and he
focused.
certainly followed it, huh? Okay, so who could possibly best 14? Here's a guy that might. Sammy Sosa on deck for a rocketing home run derby. Welcome back to Safeco Field. What a show by Jason Giambi with his 14 home runs. Jason Giambi, Jack Flash. Now, the stadium's only been open 2 years since they imploded the Kingdome. The longest home run hit to left field is up there, hit by Edgar Martinez against Colorado Interleague. Here's what it would take to get it on the roof, up on the roof, a song by the Drifters back in the early 60s. 67 feet, 400 feet down the line. I think that 493, 67 feet high may be a little rough, huh, boys? But if there's someone who was close to doing that last year, Mike, you were at home. But, Joe, what about the show Sammy Sosa put on in Atlanta last year?
I tell you what, if he hits the balls like he did last year, one of them will clear that left field wall because they were going into upper deck there in Atlanta, and that's a long drive.
We just played the Cubs in back-to-back series, and he hit 2 balls that would just crush.
Yeah. He's starting to swing it well right now.
He's doing a little tap thing. Get the tap going.
Well, when the weather warms up, I mean, he always says, hey, I'm a slow starter. Since '98, he's had more second half homers than first half.
And it's the same thing too. Wrigley's. It's a rocket. Look at that. Oh, in the front row.
That was only time for one back gone.
You hang some clothes on that one. But he just hits him as hard and as far as anybody.
Oh, man.
All he's got to do now is get a little elevation, and they will go out of here.
Yeah. Elevation optional. So Sammy has hit 2 proverbial frozen ropes.
You know, with 2 strikes, too, he really doesn't put it in play. He doesn't choke up.
That's not his idea. He doesn't have a 2 strikes
say, choke up, put it in play. Yeah, okay, sure. I think he swings harder.
Yeah.
66, 63, and 50 the 3 years before this, and 29 at the break.
Joe, don't you think that's how the game's changed a little bit, too, where guys don't care about striking out 100 times? With 2 strikes, they're putting the same swing on the ball if it's 3-1 or 2-1.
I agree with you 100%. Guys do not choke up or just put the ball in play with 2 strikes. Like I said, they're still trying to drive it.
Yeah. And then remember, they talk about the juice ball and the small ballparks, and that's one of the things as well. Oh, my goodness.
Speaking of juice. That was Juice Newton. Oh.
The Queen of Hearts.
Oh.
Man. I want him to pull one down the line like that. I guarantee it's out of here. Out of the whole stadium.
467, that one estimated at.
467.
Dave Niehaus, the voice down there, longtime Mariner announcer, one of our favorites. You hear him in the background. Sammy now with 415 lifetime homers. Now, I know he had those 2 in really 3 big years, but he kind of snuck up. I mean, he went from 200 to 400 in a hurry. He's only the 33rd guy to hit 400 home runs.
I mean, as well, the fact that he knows he plays in a good hitter's ballpark, but when you start coming into your own as a power hitter, it just gives you more confidence, and then you see the way teams pitch you so carefully, it even gives you confidence as well. If you know they're intimidated by you at times.
That's a good point. I think a lot of hitters don't use that intimidation enough, but good hitters use that intimidation like pitchers do.
Yeah, absolutely.
They know that they're afraid of you, you know they're going to make a mistake.
And unlike last year, the Cubs were cellar dwellers. He's playing for a first-place club with leads, and you may get more pitches to hit. I mean, they can't put extra guys on when you get a lead, right? If you're behind, they pitch around you. Do you buy that?
Oh, absolutely. And you have to have the guys behind you and in front of you to give you those RBI situations that you want to make the other team have to pitch to you.
I'll tell you something, Mike. I'm watching this pitcher. He's not as easy to hit as Valley was. I mean, watch him. He's kind of slinging the ball just like it's even sinking a little bit. I mean, he looks like he's tough to hit. He doesn't look like your ideal batting practice pitcher.
And we've said many times before, I mean, how important that is in one of these contests.
Right. I mean, see, he's kind of slinging the ball. You see Valley put it up top and just where you could see it all the way.
Dan Roan is the pitcher.
And it's a personal choice, whatever guys enjoy. Some guys like short armors. Some guys like the guys that lay, the grapefruits in there.
And that is the difference. This is a short arm pitcher, whereas Valley extended, you could see it all the way.
Do you feel bad if you're supposed to be serving up grapefruits and your guy doesn't hit home runs, if you're one of those guys?
It's like in the rodeo. You have to get a good bull. You don't get a good bull, you don't get a good ride.
You know what? We missed you. Of course, A-Rod did a good job pinch hitting for you, but Michael, you are indeed unique. Dan Roan is pitching like Dick Martin.
No, I'm telling you, I mean, it's not obviously he's not doing it intentionally, but I can see from here the big difference between swinging at him and swinging at Dave Valley.
7 straight outs for Sammy. He's down to 1, and now he's going to be picky.
Well, that's going to be borderline right there. Whether he's going to make the second round or not.
Just 3 homers for Sammy Sosa, last year's champ, Harold Reynolds.
Well, Sammy, while Jason Giambi is putting on his display, you were in the dugout getting your little concentration thing going. You're taking this pretty serious, huh?
Not really. I like to be concentration like that because every time you do that, you know, you get a better result. And Jason was amazing. I'm so happy for him. You know, I love it.
Now, you got a new workout regime, and I know this didn't wear you out, but this really can fatigue you as a player.
No, not really. ain't no reason for it.
Okay. Boomer, back to you.
All right, Harold, Sammy, I just think he was disappointed. Did he hit the balls out? Not really. He only hit 3. And the first 2 were unbelievable ropes.
They were. It was tough. I mean, Sammy, he got in rhythm last year. He just wasn't able to get into that great rhythm this year.
Well, he could get in. We'll see. The top 4 of the 8, including Barry Bonds and Alex Rodriguez. They're still to come in round 1 of the Century 21 Home Run Derby. Back at Seattle, Todd Helton began with a 2-spot. Jason Giambi was incredible with 14. Sammy Sosa had an unusual tough outing with just 3. And now comes Troy Glaus. So we should tell you that this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Don't forget, for the most extensive coverage of Major League Baseball, log on to MLB.com. Major League Baseball. Connect with it. Troy Glaus. A lot of people didn't realize that he is the American League home run champion from last year with 47. He had 1 as a DH, 46 as a third baseman, breaking the American League mark by third baseman previously held by Al Rosen, the Cleveland Indians in the 50s. So he's in the record books.
American League home run champion.
UCLA, 6'5", 225.
Good looking player.
Yeah.
All kinds of tools. Falling out of the toolbox. He's a 7 or 8 tool guy.
99 home runs. When he hits his next one, he'll be the fastest Angel to get to 100. That's currently Timmy Salmon. No Angel till Glaus had hit 40 homers in a season, so he has a chance to really author himself into the Angel record books. He's pretty good fielding too. I mean, for a big guy, Joe. Huh? I mean, he's
a great athlete.
John McLaren, Mariners bench coach, is pitching. Rip, but that'll be foul. Let's go quickly to Harold Reynolds, one of Seattle's own.
Well, Alex, I was here the first time when you came back to Seattle, and I brought some cotton swab for you earlier, but it looks like you didn't really need that. It was a nice reception. How'd that make you feel?
It made me feel good. It was a warm reception. I was very flattered, and it's a beautiful event. I mean, Seattle's in a wonderful thing, getting this park ready to go. The fans are excited, and Giambi put on a show. We're having fun.
Well, a lot of people were saying that you were afraid to do the home run contest because of the boos that you received the first time around. You clarify that for us?
I don't think so. I'm never scared of anything, Harold. I think more than anything, my reservation is always to have a home run derby to go against your swing. I mean, it's not really conducive to my type of swing, which is a line drive swing. I don't consider myself a home run hitter. So that, and I didn't want that to be the theme, my boos rather than Jason Giambi's home runs. That's what we all should be talking about.
All right, Boomer, back to you.
All right, Harold, A-Rod will hit last. He will be the cleanup hitter, if you will, for the American League. Meanwhile, Troy Glaus trying to get off the schneid. Michael, performances like this chased you up to the booth with us, huh?
Well, as I said, you know, it's definitely
it's different.
Yeah, it's tough, and you know, you want to make a good, you want to have a good showing. You want to get into a groove, a hit a few. He's a little frustrated right now. His feet are slipping, and but you gotta have fun with it.
Even more difficult for him, Mike, because he was a league home run champion last year. A lot of pressure on him.
I remember you had, what, 2 years with a goose. I remember Tommy at Cleveland was not. Sometimes it takes a year or two to get in a groove of it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you did poorly because you wouldn't be hanging out with us otherwise.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
All things work out.
Exactly.
Got to stay positive.
Yeah.
Did you bring extra
I'd be working with somebody else.
did you bring extra hair stuff for me and Joe? Because we got to change our look.
Really? You got to go platinum. Go platinum.
Troy Glaus. Carlsbad, California, just north of San Diego. Second time an All-Star.
I was with Jimmy Rollins before the workout, and he said if he goes platinum, he'll look like Cisco. So,
hey, Manny has gone platinum for a while. Manny Ramirez has gone all sorts of colors.
He hasn't done it before. I don't know. I feel a little bit of a excitement.
The only problem I had, my wife doesn't like me to hang out with blondes.
Well,
so I had to tell her it was you. It's okay.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good.
How about that look of the guy rock and rolling with all the color hair for a while? No, that's not quite right.
Yeah, I don't think I can go straight Rodman. That's too much trouble. No, it's already growing it.
Cal Ripken will have a thunderous welcome here tomorrow night. Family.
Cal's a former champion, actually, Toronto, isn't he?
He was unbelievable.
Yeah,
he wired the field like at 13 and everybody else at 4. The next day he was MVP of the All-Star game. I think he was MVP of the league. That was his year, 91.
Wow. Triple crown.
Sometime, yeah, different triple crown.
Exactly.
Oh, we need Troy Glaus to get off the schneid here. Gets under that one. Tell you what, typical of Seattle's pitching this year. John McLaren, the bench coach, is just shutting them down. I mean, they had guys, what, Tomko pitches a no-hitter and Halama pitches a perfect game in AAA. They send them down and they do that. And even their coaches are good pitchers.
Coaches are get guys out. Oh.
Yeah. I'm sure he doesn't feel well, but tomorrow he'll probably nail a couple off the wall. So a tough home run derby for Troy Glaus, but maybe, you know, it adds a little life to Sammy Sosa, perhaps moving on to the second round. But here comes Luis Gonzalez with 35 homers. We're back at Seattle halfway through the opening round. Giambi put on a show. And the door is open for the Big Four coming up. And how about the season that Luis Gonzalez has had thus far, Joe Morgan?
Well, I was talking about Mike Piazza, how we did the batter's notebook. We did one with Luis Gonzalez, and he's got some interesting thoughts.
I try to keep both eyes on the pitcher. I open up a lot more. My left foot, which is my back foot in the batter's box, is turned more towards the pitcher. So my hips are freed up a little bit more. I've always been a dive hitter that dives into the plate.
What do you think, Mike?
Well, I think it's working for him.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little unorthodox.
Yeah, it is.
Look at this here. He has 246 total bases. Now, we don't want to project, but the record, you never see this. Babe, 457. Rogers Hornsby in the National League, 450. I mean, by that, he's over halfway there. 246 bases at the break.
I tell you what, it must have been a juice ball. One did it in 21, the next one did it in 1922.
Jeez. You're gonna rag on Babe Ruth and Rogers Hornsby,
man.
Huh?
No, I mean they did it back-to-back years.
I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the toughest thing in baseball. Is everyone's always talking about, back in my day.
Yeah,
we always
right.
have today.
Well, he's certainly, if the power stream, as Giambi suggests, is right field and the way the wind is blowing, then he may, even though he's 35 homers, had 13 in April, which tied Griffey's mark for the most ever in that month. This is a rainmaker. Does it stay fair? No. In Arizona, they say going Gonzo, but that one went foul for Luis.
Well, tough start for him, but I think you could just see by the way he's hitting the ball that
solid.
It's got great plate coverage.
It's covered. It is covered above the little restaurant there, the Hit It Here Cafe.
Wow. And I think the thing about Louis is the fact that he is open and he can handle, as I said, he covers the plate very well. And when you're hitting as well as he's hitting, you don't ever think about any location on the pitch. You're just hitting the ball where it's pitched and reacting to the ball in.
And you've seen him in your league. I mean, remember early years as an Astro, then a year with the Cubs and Astros again. And what a different player, what a different hitter he's been. I mean, think of how you call pitches for him. How much has that changed?
Well, he's so, as I said, he's such a well-rounded hitter right now. And very, very tough in RBI situations. knows how to drive in runs, and as I said, has got that confidence right now.
He sends this one way back to right center field and gone. Kurt Schilling will start here tomorrow, or at least take a look. Oh, he's got a good picture of that one. Way up and gone.
Kurt's filming him and saying, save some for my next start.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know, he was, Joe, do you know what his favorite team is, Luis Gonzalez? Growing up in Tampa?
Yeah.
75 Reds. Do you know anything about that team? Do you remember them?
Well, my favorite was 76, so I understand his point. But no, a lot of guys grew up in Tampa. Gary Sheffield, he was around there, and we were having spring training as well.
Luis says Pete Rose was his guy, by the way he hustled.
Pete Rose, a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Father of triplets a few years ago. He's been the happiest moment. I mean, he's been a changed person and hitter and everything. Dad, and talk about a guy that can hit to all fields. You have triplets, you better be able to hit to all fields.
But I'll tell you something else. He's one of the nicest
Yes,
guys
absolutely.
in the whole game of baseball.
Now he hit 5 home runs after a slow start, which put Sammy Sosa in a precarious mode. Harold Reynolds.
Louis, you got off to a pretty good start, but really the story is the first half of the season you're having absolutely incredible. You're off to Triple Crown numbers. Talk to us about that real quick.
Well, it's been exciting. I mean, this is fun too. My heart's beating 1,000 times a second. But our team's been playing well. We're in first place right now, so we hope we can hang on in the second half.
All right, Louis. We'll look for you in the second round, hopefully, if that 5 stands up. Back to you, Boomer.
All right, Harold. Luis Gonzalez. Yeah, nice guys. He's proof that they do finish first. How about these swotes, guys?
I think the interesting thing about Gonzalez is that he's gotten better each year. And that happens a lot of times as you get older. And even Mike, you know, as great as you've been and all the things you've accomplished, I still think you're going to get better as you know a little bit more about yourself and a little bit more about the, you know, the batting zone.
23 homers in 98, 26 in 99, 31 in 2000, 35 already at the break. Oh, yeah, there's this team called the Mariners that's been pretty good thus far. Bret Boone's one of the reasons. He's up next. Now we are back. We have Bret Boone, Barry Bonds, and Alex Rodriguez to go in this, the first round of the Century 21 Home Run Derby. Chris Berman, Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza, and we're all here to watch the introduction of the second baseman for the Seattle Mariners, Bret Boone, who was almost past his career high in home runs at the halfway mark.
You know, it's funny, everybody thinks he just jumped up there and started hitting home runs. But he hit 19 last year, he's hit 24, 22 in the last 4 years. So, I mean, it's not like he's not capable of hitting a lot of home runs.
Yeah. Here's a guy, he does not get cheated at the plate.
Right, definitely doesn't get cheated.
He gets his hat.
In fact, that's one of the problems he had when he was here the first time. He was over swinging, and Lou Piniella couldn't get him to change, remember? But he has shortened his swing a lot the last couple of years. I mean, he is having a fantastic year.
And I've seen him hit the ball out to right field as well, which is another sign of how hot he is.
Ichiro has gotten a lot of publicity, rightfully so, but I think this guy's been the most valuable player on that team because he's been the guy that's driven in the key runs.
How about 84 of them at break for a second baseman, Joe?
Right. And well, they're working really well together, as we point out many times, and that's why their record is what it is. Ichiro's getting on, and Boone's driving him in.
Now, Edgar Martinez, one of many. It's drives and runs, gets on base. Mariners 63 and 24 with a .724 percentage at the break. You know, Bret Boone, they had an all-star game here in the Kingdome. And Joe, was that your last all-star you were in? I'm sure you were on the National League team in the Kingdome.
Yeah, my last all-star game was here in Seattle.
Well, that was the one that, of course, Parker. There goes Boone deep to left and gone. Parker had to throw and Mazzilli at the home run, right?
Yeah.
Mazzilli, who's here on, of course, the Yankee coaching staff. And my point is, Bret Boone was here in his 11-year-old, as his dad, Bob Boone, was a National League All-Star, and he was shagging flies during batting practice. Wow. So now here he is at the next All-Star game. Speaking of youngsters who've been around the ballpark all their life, Cal Ripken has joined us down on the field. And Cal, this thing, how about the show Jason Giambi put on, huh?
You know, I can't comment on that because I was doing the pregame interview with Fox. Sorry.
Oh, don't tell us that. Of all things, you got to tell us that.
I'd like to say that I was really long-winded, but I was with Tony Gwynn as well.
You know, there's Cal. He's like, you know, George Washington. I did chop down the cherry tree. You don't have to tell us this stuff.
Oh, you should never ask a question you don't know the answer to.
Hey, that's how you got retired, right? Guy answered that question, right?
That's it. I couldn't tell a lie.
Probably got a job lined up already there.
Yeah, I know. What does it mean to you, Cal, as Boone just goes deep? I mean, to once again be elected by the fans after all these years.
Well, it's one of those things that, you know, you try to go out and do a good job, and you try to, whoa!
There's one. There's a good job.
The second dunk. It's one of those things that you know that in the voting process, you know, you usually have support of your fans at home. In order to be elected to one of the positions, you have to do something else where people notice you in other ballparks. And I've always been very fortunate to have people vote for me in other ballparks and recognize, you know, some of the things that I've tried to do. So it's an indicator that you must have done something right over your career.
That one is just foul. How about the support that these fans have given the Mariners? You know what it's like to have a packed house and supporting a team. You kind of work hand in hand with your fans, don't you?
Well, this is a great ballpark. This is a great place to play. Things are going right. The chemistry is unbelievable with Seattle right now. And you merge the excitement in the ballpark from the fans with the excitement that they're playing with in between the white lines. You know, it's a pretty special package.
Cal, congratulations on everything you've done, and I know you're going to have a big finish here. We know the last 3 months will be tumultuous.
Well, I'll tell you what, the weight felt like it's been lifted off my shoulders since I made the announcement. I'm starting to relax. I'm starting to swing the bat. Got my bat speed back a little bit. I'm looking forward to having a good second half.
Well, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Thanks, Cal.
Okay, thanks.
Keep those interviews to a minimum in the future, will you, please?
Especially with the bad guy.
Well, Bret Boone with just 3 home runs ends up fouling it back. And you don't want to put on a big show for the home folks, and you can try so hard, and maybe that's what Bret was doing. He's with Harold Reynolds. A bunch of Mariners second basemen, huh?
How exciting is it for you to be here with this crazy electric crowd and with 7 other Mariners elected to the All-Star game?
It's awesome. It's awesome. The city has been more than I ever expected, and we're having a great time, and I wish I could hit a couple more. Your nerves get to you. You're not used to hitting without a gauge, but it was fun. We'll see what happens.
All right, we'll wait and see. Chris, back up to you.
All right, bunch of Mariners second basemen down there. He had Luis Soho, and I think we got everybody.
Say it ain't Soho.
So 3 puts him in a precarious spot with Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
That's a 406-foot job by Bret Boone.
Real nice shot. Top hand. Flogged it.
Played for Lou Piniella here in the early 90s. Is stuff that maybe they didn't get along. They get along pretty well right now.
You get along when you're winning.
Yep. And he gets along. Barry Bonds, 39 home runs strong, coming up.
It's like wine, getting better with age.
Shoe-in Hall of Famer. Hey, baby, you were the man.
When the season started, Barry Bonds had 494 home runs. But now that he's hit 39, he's gone from 18th past Eddie Murray, past all those names that you saw. Mel Ott. He's passed the guys at 512 and Matthews and Banks and McCovey and Williams at 521. And now with one more, he would tie the legendary Jimmy Fox at 534 for 10th. 3 away from Mickey Mantle. He's within Mike Schmidt. Basically, he's that's as big a company as you can get.
Yeah, and he's not done yet. He's not done yet. I think it was interesting to point out, Joe, it's like Barry, as a lot of guys recently have switched to maple bats.
Is that what that is? Okay.
And I've tried them, and I have a very large barrel in my bat, so they're not really conducive to my style of hitting. But guys like Barry choke up a little bit. It's a real dense wood, doesn't chip as much as the white ash, and obviously it's working for him. So.
Actually, he gave me a bat recently, and I looked at it. I saw it was different. I just didn't know what it was.
I mean, it's not as flexible as ash, but some guys like them. You know, it's all personal preference. Everyone hits different.
He's brought his pitcher, batting practice pitcher Juan Lopez, who grooves that one, and that's back gone.
Look like a check in hockey. The Glaus.
Here's Dusty Baker. One of the coaches selected by Bobby Valentine. Dusty Baker, the manager, who has seen all this. Bond sends it way back to, oh man, it's off the facade of the upper deck.
That last swing was the way he was swinging the entire first month and a half of the season. He wasn't having much body movement, just upper body strength. He just had a very short stride.
Down the line. Just foul. Remember, it is A-Rod. See? He's serious. A-Rod is serious. He's going to enter this thing.
He's on the range, A-Rod.
Enter this thing, and he wants to put on a big show.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to stay loose as well, because you sit around after regular BP.
There's a delay on the field. A fool ran out there, and then there was a fracas, and we don't need to show that. Hey, Jason Giambi made 4 outs before he hit his first home run and ended up with 14. So maybe Barry Bonds is just getting warmed up. 476-foot home run, that one off the top. That's the longest homer of the day.
I'm going to cut that guy off.
I'd like to see new grab him. You're right. Cut him off, body check him out there.
I'm not choking up and being a. And look at that. They're getting there. You know what? And they can understand a home run derby. Home run or out. No infield fly rule do you have to explain to them.
Well, this delay could help Barry, and it could hurt him. He was starting to get in the groove.
How about choking up and being a member of the 500 home runs club?
Well, Ted Williams choked up, and you know a lot of people think he's the greatest hitter ever.
Do you, Joe?
Do I? Yeah, I choked up.
You think? Never mind. Oh, it's only 2 outs left. The crowd maybe can spur him on here. Barry, who hadn't hit a homer in his last 13 games, but his 39 home runs, the most ever at the break. Oh, there it is. Back. A facade ball.
It's the second one that guy's dropped up there, too.
Well, that automatically puts Barry in because he has 39 home runs more than Sammy, so, well, that'll help you.
Well, look at this one. Way up! He just missed the sign, didn't he?
Wow, a little short.
That's the hard sign to hit. 60-something feet. He's going to try to dead center. He's hit a lot of homers to dead center this year, hasn't he, guys?
Yeah, left center and right center has been his pet areas.
He's choking up. You know, he's right on the dish, too, and just spins on everything, keeps his head real still. Sees the ball and takes a ton of walks.
And that is gone. How about 500 home runs? Can you imagine what that would take, Mike?
Yeah, Mike will get them.
Well, you're at what, 299?
Yeah,
you're still
299.
201 away. I mean, 500 homers. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? Look out!
Bring your face mask.
You know what? I don't even think Patrick Waugh could have stopped that.
No. Well, that's a tribute to Barry, his consistency over the years, staying healthy. A lot of factors go into that.
Dead center field, back. Goodbye.
That ball's really hit the center field. A lot of green out there.
Starting to believe you. Maybe that Moss is tough. That new bat. I mean, the ball is just jumping off his back.
Yeah.
So Barry Bonds, with his 7 home runs, has moved into the second round. Bret Boone will not make it. And Barry got going after a slow start with some monstrous shots, Harold.
Barry, you come up with a big 7. You've been in a few contests. How many things it's going to take to win this one?
Well, the way Jason's hit, I don't think anyone's going to catch him. But it's fun. It's great. It's great for the fans. It's great for baseball. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, a big part of the season so far has been your 39 home runs. A lot of people talking about that. Has the pressure bothered you? Is it fun? What do you think about when you go to the ballpark?
Winning. That's all I want to do. I just want to win. It's a shame they got us old-timers out here. These young guys are killing me.
All right. Barry's still trying to play coy with us. Back to you, Boomer.
All right, Harold, thank you. And we should say that he doesn't have to. I mean, we clean the slate, so Giambi doesn't have a 7 home run lead on Bonds or anyone else. Look at that swing.
That was a rocket right there. Barry just with a real nice round.
Oh! Got a caught 3 times.
It choked him up. He's verklempt.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
So Barry Bonds will advance, and now he got a nice welcome before A-Rod will stride to the plate. Jason Giambi is in the next round with his 14. Barry Bonds with his 7 is in the next round. Luis Gonzalez with his 5 is in the next round. If Alex Rodriguez can hit 4, Sammy Sosa will not advance. If Alex ends up with 3 or less, it'll be Sosa who moves on. So again, the Seattle fans will have a chance to greet a guy who excelled is an understatement here in Seattle, and had 2 rough series in here, hitting just 1 home run in the 6 games, but he had a great reaction, I thought, in the pregame introductions. And here it is again, Alex Rodriguez back in Seattle. Good job. Well, he's not happy.
Well, can't please everybody, I guess.
He's hitting against, is that John McLaren again? Rubber arm. His old bench coach.
If I was asking for anyone, I would ask for Dave Valley. I mean, he looked like he was the easiest to hit.
Yeah.
Steve Roadcap. Not Steve Nightcap, but Steve Roadcap. Roadcap.
Yeah, Valley is like Kobe Bryant.
No, you know what Jason did? He hit him in a broom closet, so no one can use him except Jason's next to him.
There you go. Exactly. He's tying him. He's got him locked up.
Sosa
somewhere.
on the bubble.
Well, obviously the left-handers have the edge in this
there's
contest
no
so
doubt.
far.
Well, the wind was blowing to right. It's easier to hit the ball out that way.
Sure.
Oh, there's one that's going to go out to left. Way back and gone. Roadcap is a minor league instructor that for the Mariners that pitched to A-Rod many springs.
Sure.
So they're familiar with each other.
Well, a lot of times you bring a guy that's helped you in your career, and you give him a chance to come to the All-Star game and, you know, be a part of the festivities. So it's sometimes it's more of a reward than you're just choosing a guy that you actually hit the best.
Yes.
They get that big league buffet.
Right.
Free drinks.
You know, A-Rod back in '96 won the batting title at 358. Only Ty Cobb, Al Kaline were younger when they won a batting title in the American League.
Oh, shit, I suck.
Well, that's not totally true.
Is that the catcher?
Yeah, it must have been the catcher.
He hit it off the mask. Yeah.
And he does want to put on a big show here. Barry Bonds is moving to the next round. Certainly Jason Giambi is long since moved to the next round, and Luis Gonzalez. A-Rod gets under it. Does this have enough legs? Yes. So A-Rod needs 4 to move on to the next round. If he gets 3 or 2, Sammy Sosa will go to the next round. That's the suspense, if you will.
Oh.
Uh-oh. It's like a DH location, isn't it?
Exactly. Sammy's smelling it. He wants to be in that second
well,
round.
A-Rod does too, but he's under it. He's running out of outs. It was very nice. I think it was outstanding of him to decide, you know what, let me do it. And I think that sets up a nice evening for him tomorrow night as well.
You got to have fun. I mean, you got to have fun with it. Joe and I were talking earlier. I mean, guys leave, guys get traded. It's part of the game. Unfortunately, sometimes you move on. But turn the page.
Now 1 out left for Alex Rodriguez. Good eye.
Sammy's ready.
All right. Gotta have one you can drive. Sammy makes it. And A-Rod's a little disappointed, but you know what? He's with our Harold Reynolds.
I know you're a little disappointed you're not going to advance, but that reception really had to make you feel pretty good.
It was nice.
It sets up a pretty nice weekend for you.
It does. I mean, I'm just excited to be back and representing the American League and being able to contribute in such a wonderful weekend. And Seattle deserves everything they've gotten. They got a great team.
All right, Boomer, back to you.
All right, Harold. A-Rod could not knock Sammy Sosa out, and so now Sammy finished 4th. Jason Giambi finished 1st. It'll be Bonds against Luis Gonzalez in the other semifinal of the Home Run Derby. We have reached the second round at beautiful Safeco Field, about 6:30 local time, 9:30 in the East. Now we have head-to-head battles with the same rules, 10 outs. You can hit an infinite amount of home runs, as Giambi almost did to number 3, Luis Gonzalez, against number 2, Barry Bonds. They wipe clean the slate, so they start 0-0. Now there are 4 Century 21 contestants still alive for the $250,000 home. Tommy Knapp is the man who Luis Gonzalez is batting for, and Tim Swachina, the man that Barry Bonds is trying to Swachina the ball over the court. And then the second matchup will be Sosa and Giambi, 4-1. So the 2 guys with the most home runs at the break. Bonds with a record 39. Record before that, Reggie Jackson, Oakland, 1969, and Mark McGuire, 1998 with the Cardinals at 37. Frank Howard at 36 at the break once upon a time. Hondo, and then Gonzo with 35 at the break. So how about 35 versus 39? Pretty good.
The amazing thing, Mike, you go into a season, even yourself, as good a hitter as you are, you probably say, well, I want to hit 40 home runs, drive in 100+ runs, whatever. These guys have almost 40 home runs at the break. That's unbelievable.
It's a good year they had the first half.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember my second year, I think Matt Williams had 38-7 or 38 at the break as well.
And that was the year of the strike.
Yeah,
right?
43, and we'll never know. Luis Gonzalez. Does this have enough juice? Doesn't quite look it. It's a tough grab man out there.
Louis, not a prototypical left-handed hitter as well, because he can hit the high ball. out of the ballpark. And
Bruce Jr.
Joe, I remember I was telling you earlier about what Dave Parker said that high ball is already fence high coming in, so all you got to do is tap it out of the ballpark. The Cobra.
Well, hey, that's okay for you right-handed hitters.
Yeah.
Left-handed hitters like the ball down.
Sure.
This one, does it stay fair? Yes, sir. Home run. Come on, crowd.
Wake up.
This one a little more juice down low. Oh, just
it's a Wimbledon crowd.
What happened?
Yeah. It's a Wimbledon crowd.
New balls, please.
Exactly.
This one, get up there. Oh, man. Missed it by that much.
The funny thing is, like Mike said, he's more of a line drive hitter, but his line drives have been going out of the ballpark this year.
Tries center field, but that's a long way to go at 405, and that'll be short. Oh. 6 outs are ready for Luis Gonzalez.
Too far.
To right center. He's trying to find the stroke that gave him 35 in the first half. 246 total bases at the break. I think that trade from Detroit to Arizona for Gonzalez for Kareem Garcia was a pretty good trade for Arizona. I think it's a good trade even if it was for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Let's go.
Gone! That's a big homer. There's 2. Maybe he can get going because, you know, that guy can get going. Uh-oh.
Dad, they don't have cold drinks.
They don't have cold drinks, but they need a fat pitch. Oh, this one is drinks on the house for that one. Back, and gone, and stuck in the old Bret Century 21 basket. He's going for the basket again. It's almost like Harry's butterfly net, isn't it, up there?
Exactly.
Well,
basket. So maybe with some garlic.
Here's the groove, guys. Back. Gone. So standing on 2 with 1 out to go. He's now got 5. Well, those are 3 big home runs.
That last one went into the restaurant.
So Luis Gonzalez at 5 again. And clutch home runs. Harold Reynolds.
Louis, big 5 that time. You know, a lot of people are saying the left-handers have the advantage in this ballpark after 2 rounds. What do you think?
Well, yeah, the ball's definitely carrying a little bit better to right, but my heart's still racing up there. And this is an exciting crowd out here, and it's a lot of fun for all of us to be here today.
You're still sandbagging these guys, aren't you? 35 home runs at the break, and he's sitting there worried about home runs. Back to you, Boomer.
All right, Harold, thank you. So Gonzalez is 5, and Barry Bonds needs to hit 5. And he got it going at the end, didn't he, fellas? I like it. Well, they do all the fishing out here in Seattle. Look, it's a troll dragging a baseball. Oh, Barry thought, I only need to hit 2. That's all. And Gonzalez hit 5. Barry Bonds needs to hit 6. Now, if they end up tied, we have a blast-off. We'll explain that later. We're not going to Cape Canaveral. Barry Bonds up next. Barry Bonds in the first round had 7 home runs. 5 for 6 down the stretch to qualify. And here they are. Now, you know, he, of course, has peppered McCovey Cove, but he said, as we said, a lot more to center and left center this year than maybe a lot of people know. But today, the way to go is where he did. Didn't it, fellas?
Well, I think during the season, he stays on the ball a little longer, and that's why he goes to center and left center. But in a home run hitting contest, I think you have to pull the ball. Your best shots are to the shortest distances.
So Gonzalez with a 5 spot. Bonds will have to get 6. Down the line.
Barry looks really focused, actually.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
He's taking this real seriously, and that's good. I mean, he's obviously locked in at the plate during the season, and he's having fun here, but very serious.
Won it in Philly. You're I wouldn't say home park, but maybe, right? The vet.
Harry Callis.
Well, it's about time for a Callis invitation from you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Dude, pitch, swinging a drive, deep right center field, out of here. I always used to kid Tim Wallach. I say, here's a 2-2 pitch swing, a chopper down the line. Wallach barehand throws, not in time.
Michael, I think you're being wasted behind the plate, frankly.
I grew up with Harry Callis. I love Harry Callis.
I do too.
Unbelievable.
Meanwhile, Barry Bonds has got some work to do here. 5 outs. He hasn't hit one out of here yet.
You better find that groove very quickly.
Juan Lopez, bullpen coach of the Giants. And that's gone. Bonds on the board.
That's it. The guy, the gentleman does the games here is really funny. Fly away. Yeah. That's him there.
Back to right, back, gone.
Fly away. He's good. I like
Dave Niehaus does the
fly away.
This one, does it have enough juice to right? Yes, it does. So he's getting going, eating up here. Under that one. It's a tracker. It's quite 6 outs now for Barry. How about in 2 years passing Winfield, Yastrzemski, Stargell, Musial, Garrett, Murray, Ott, Matthews, Banks, Ted Williams, Willie McCovey in the last 2 years? How's that, guys?
Lap in the field.
Three outs to go. Luis Gonzalez looking on.
Sammy, a year ago, you went off in Boston in the home run, in Atlanta in the home run contest in the 2nd round. What's your strategy today?
Well, the strategy is that, I have another opportunity. I changed the pitcher that was pitching to me and see what happened. I think I have a better idea now, and they only got to throw me strike.
So you changed your pitcher.
Yeah.
Why'd you change?
Because it was a little bit nasty, a little bit hard. But, there's no excuses, so I have another chance. Let me see what's going on.
All right, Sammy's serious, guys. Back to you, Chris.
Here's Barry Bonds. Does this hold up enough? No, it does not. And so Barry Bonds is bested by Luis Gonzalez in semifinal number 1.
Not too tired, dog.
I slipped in the back door. I don't know how.
I can't keep going like that.
Oh, man.
How about those 3 homers that he hit with 9 outs? Gonzalez, that puts him in the next round in the finals. Luis Gonzalez will play either Jason Giambi or Sammy Sosa in semifinal number 2. Luis Gonzalez beating Barry Bonds. A mild upset, but not a huge upset. And now we have Sammy Sosa and Jason Giambi. Would you call it a mild upset or a big upset, John?
Well, mild. I mean, he's only 4 home runs behind Barry, during the season. Barry has 39 and he has 35. Not a big difference there.
It's interesting, too, the way the first round works out. The slate's quite clean. Sammy here can get hot and almost not making the 2nd round. So, interesting format. I mean,
well, I like the thing that Sammy did. He changed pitchers.
Yeah.
Where we talked about how difficult the short arm pitcher was on Sammy the first time up, throwing him sinkers, and he couldn't get the ball elevated. Yeah. So he changed pitchers, and I wouldn't want to give Sammy a second chance because he got hot last year.
He said in his own words, that last guy, he's nasty.
Yeah, he's nasty. Yeah.
He's nasty.
I know what I got to do.
I got to matilo swing. Got to kill it. As Carlos Barrega used to say. I played with Carlos Barrega. He was so funny when you hit a home run. He'd go, it's a matilo swing. He's an animal. He's an animal. He's the best.
Here's Jason Wayne. Now, he has sat for a long time after hitting all those home runs. It's going to be tight.
Yeah. Stay loose.
Over an hour. Ooh. That's a monster mash.
Man, that's high.
Oh, man, that was a Mount Rainier rainmaker.
Just tell by the sound. Like a tree. in the woods. Felling a tree?
Yes.
Fell a tree?
Yep.
Lumberjack country out there.
Well, there's some pretty tall evergreens up here. This is a beautiful part of the country. If no one has come to Pacific Northwest, I know you feel that if you're in the East, boy, it's out of the way. Oh, it's unreal up here. The water, the Puget Sound, Mount Rainier, and Mount St. Helens, a little 1,500 feet shorter than it was when I was in high school, and we camped and climbed up there. But
wow. You imagine climbing that mountain and hear a few rumblings? You'd get off it pretty quick.
Sammy hit both cameras with that, by the way. No, I didn't hear any rumblings at the time, but maybe I caused it.
That's the mark, right? Australian rules football.
That was. Look at. That's good.
Little guy in the white hat comes out.
Yeah.
He's got the mock.
All right, Jason, you've been sitting around for almost an hour. What have you been doing to try to keep loose?
Just standing in there, swinging the bat a little bit, trying to move around, so my back doesn't stiffen up or anything else.
Are you listening to these guys on the broadcast? You watching it on TV?
Yeah, I see what they're doing and stuff like that. I've been sitting out here most of it watching and having a good time.
All right, it's a good thing he's not listening to you guys, Boomer.
Oh, we gave Jason his due.
We're giving him props. Straight up props.
They get cable here in Seattle, don't they? Tell you what, we'll sign him up first 3 months on us.
Now after the contest, give me that tape. Give me that tape, man.
So Sammy has 2 homers and 4 outs. Luis Gonzalez is in the finals. Who will meet him? You ever notice, and Sammy, and this one is to left center, sends it way back, and gone. I don't have the figures in front of me, but, you know, Sammy hit 2 again yesterday in a loss to Detroit. He, more than anybody, I think, of the current players, I don't mean statistically, but it seems that when he hits one, he has a lot of 2-homer games.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was 48 or somewhere in that range. He's hit 46 times he's hit 2 or more.
I mean, I know McGuire's done more, but then again, he has more homers, but it seems like last few years, a lot of Sammy's homers come 2 at a time.
Yeah. Oh, God, he hits. It just hits
hard,
so
right?
hard, man. And, I mean, he is a living legend. I mean, you think of the numbers he's putting up, it's like.
And you know what, Mike? He's one of those guys that have gone the opposite. He's actually smaller now than he was, you know, a couple of years ago. A lot of the guys have gotten bigger, you know, lifting more weights, etc. But Sammy's actually gotten smaller.
Oh, the dead center field, way back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Off the batter's eye.
That's the first one we've seen.
Yeah, that's so far out there. I mean, just tremendous leverage. And as you said, you know, he's probably concentrating more on bat speed.
Right.
And you don't have to be huge to be quick. I mean, you generate as much bat speed as you can. That's the only way to hit the ball that hard. Strength is important, but it's only one of many things that make that happen.
About a few years ago, in addition to 66 ribbies, 66 homers, 158 RBIs.
Well, and we're back to the strength thing. I mean, people tell me all the time, well, the guys are bigger and stronger. I go, well, you know, if it was so easy to hit a baseball, then every Mr. Olympia contestant would have 60 home runs. I mean, it's only one of many things. I mean, strength definitely doesn't hurt, but you have to have hand-eye coordination, just, you know, proper thinking, knowing the pitchers, knowing how he's going to work you, knowing the situations. I mean, it's the toughest thing to do in sports.
No doubt about it. I tell you, the thing that amazes me is that the players today can hit for such high averages and hit the home runs. You know, in the past, it was the guy might hit 280 and hit 40 home runs. But now they likely hit 340 and hit, you know, 40 home runs. And that's tough to do. Man.
It's to right center, and it's it's down the portal. James Ellis hoping for that $250 million home.
Saying go, Sammy.
He's getting ready for his first barbecue.
Sammy with 5 now. Hit it to dead center, hit it to right center, hit it to left.
I'm going to make a prediction. If he has 2 more, I think he'll be in the finals. It's going to be tough for Giambi because he has sit around so long. Not that he's not capable, but he's sat so long. Man.
He's going to the same portal.
Man.
That's a scud. That's a scud right there. That is. It's great.
Put another shrimp on the Barbie, huh?
He's ready.
Well, he made the right choice in changing pitchers.
Yeah, he did.
He got the good draw. Sammy can hit that low pitch.
Right. Ooh.
Oh, bang, bang.
And the high pitch.
Oh, just squalmy. Well, there goes he hit that all the way to the ferries. Do you hear that? Jeff Matuzis. Diamondbacks. Sammy made the right call, as you say.
Yeah.
See ya. Oh, Sammy.
Sammy said, you cannot give me a second chance.
Exactly. Well, he eked in with 3 in the first round, and that was, he said he wasn't happy with that.
He's going to wake up tomorrow and he's going to say, my hand really hurts. I don't know why. He just caught a scud off the bat of Sammy.
The last one went 444. Eight homers, 2 outs to go. Jason Giambi's going to have his work cut out for him.
Yeah, from the Diamondbacks. He's right.
How about being picky at the plate, too? I mean,
Oh,
he's defending his title. That's what Sammy's trying to do. This one won't quite make it. Oh. Last out, but Sammy's hung an 8 spot in his attempt to face Luis Gonzalez in the finals. For Sammy Sosa in his bid to move on. Harold with Sammy again.
Sammy, you go out and you bring in a new pitching coach, Jeff Matuzis, the bullpen coach of the Arizona Diamondbacks. What was your philosophy? It looked like it worked, whatever it was.
Well, I think so. You know, never have excuses. But, you know, the first guy was kind of tough.
Well, you know what? You know what else? Now Jeff throws also to Luis Gonzalez. So you're gonna play it straight in the finals, or what's the deal here?
Yeah, this isn't personal between Sammy and Gonzo. This is going out letting the fans enjoy this whole day.
See how coy these Arizona guys are. Back to you, Boomer.
First place Diamondbacks. A good job by Sammy. Your basic 468 footer, huh? That was down to the ferry port, wasn't it? This is a this is a Moses Malone shot. Faux. Now here it is.
The promised land. Moses.
Faux.
Mo Cheeks. Andrew Toney.
Yep. So Jason Giambi needs 8 to at least force a blast off. He's got his work cut out for him. Whose ship will come in here in the finals? Luis Gonzalez is already there. Sammy Sosa has hung an 8 spot in his half of the bracket. Jason Giambi, who started with 4 outs, then hit 7 in a row to hit his record 14, besting the, well, almost legendary McGuire show at Fenway. And then there's the Cal show we were talking about at Toronto, and then a young McGuire in San Diego. First round, I think he had the landing on runway 2-3, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the way, the consistency and the groove that he got into. It's going to be tough to match. I mean, as you said, we all know he's been sitting around a little bit, so it's going to be interesting. See if we can get in the groove again.
Well, it's one of those situations where you probably will get off to a slow start and then get better as at bat advances.
Got fireworks going already.
His home runs, how about this? His 14 home runs, we're told. If you add up the feet of all the, what was it, 5,670 feet, over a mile of home runs. Yikes.
Wow.
And Dave Valley on the mound again.
We were talking, Mike and I, see how Dave extends the ball up. He shows it to you very quickly. And the first time Sammy was facing the guy with short arm, you couldn't find the ball.
Sure.
And watch, he sits it right up there so you can see it all the way.
I love that, Joe. You're such a perfectionist. You're analyzing the batting practice pitches. That's why you're an Emmy award.
And of course, Joe knows as well. In fact, catchers always throw great BP.
That's true. Well, that's what they do. They get the ball up behind your ear.
Exactly.
You know, you as a thrower, straight over the top.
Interesting to note, all those home runs that Giambi hit probably still wouldn't have gotten out of Bill Gates' house up there.
Alley's going a little more to center field. There's that alley that Sammy found.
No.
He sat for an hour 25. I mean, he epitomized the Oakland A's. I mean, the best thing about watching him and the A's, it's like, and this one is out of here. It's gone. They're like a bunch of guys, like a softball team with a keg at every base. You know?
You're right.
I mean, they stop, fill up, keep running. I mean, they were great.
Bunch of lumberjacks.
Well, especially last year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And they've got a run in them. They just got over 500 over the weekend.
Well, their pitchers are starting to show what they're made of.
I guess in that division as well, you got to shoot for the wild card.
Yeah,
right?
I would say so.
Yeah.
This is going to right center field. Bam. He just needs to find that groove. I mean, it's that simple. Gonzo is in. Will it be Sosa or Giambi?
Waiting in the wings.
That's exactly how he did it. And look at that homer. That's a mucho.
Mucha línea. Mate los swing.
Well, that's exactly how he got into the groove before.
Yeah.
That last. There it is. Way back. Ooh, that one approached Bellevue. There it is. Does it stay fair? This is a rainmaker. Fair ball. Home run.
That one was closer to Bellevue. I played in the Northwest there. I remember my cities up there. Everett.
Oh, yeah. This is back on. Jason Giambi is now in the zone. Will we announce it?
Great contest here.
This is great. Oh, does this stay fair? Just foul.
What's up?
Joe, that calf muscle feeling better, huh?
I think it only bothers him to run. It doesn't bother him to swing this bat. He's swinging it.
Yes, now remember, if he goes ahead, he doesn't have to keep on putting on a show.
Well, at this point, he still needs 3 more and 3 outs.
Yeah.
So he still has a ways to go.
It's like match play in golf. Just pick up.
I like it. Right. That's going to be
Walk him in from the 15th hole.
That's a gimme.
Yeah.
It's 20 feet downhill. Right?
He's won his semifinal 2-1.
Exactly.
All right, just 2 outs left. Jason needs 2 to force what we would call a blast off. Does this have enough height? So now, Giambi down to 1 out. mucha, mala mucha.
I love Sammy.
He's the best.
I mean, he has fun, and that's what it's all about.
Thank you.
He has fun. He's serious between the lines. He plays hard, but as you said,
This is
Sammy and Luis.
6 would have been enough to beat Gonzalez, but Jason Giambi, 14 plus 6 is 20, but it's not enough to get him into the finals. But what a great performance he put on, huh? Harold Reynolds.
Well, Jason, you didn't make it to the finals, but what an exhibition you put on that first round. Absolutely incredible. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I was honored to be in it, and just couldn't put enough, Sammy. I knew he was laying in the weeds.
You know, you've come a long ways in a couple home run contests. The first one, you really struggled. You're starting to get that experience now.
Oh, definitely. You know, you get that cage away from you, and, you know, guys throwing in that crowd, you get that heart pumping, and makes a big difference.
All right, best luck to you in the All-Star game on Tuesday night. Boomer, back up to you.
All right, Harold, thank you. Great job by Jason Giambi. And I tell you what, this portends very well for the A's in the second half if they get the big fella going. Oh, look at that.
That's using your entire body, your legs and your upper body.
He knocked the Dungeness crab out of that ball. So Sammy Sosa and Luis Gonzalez will face off in the finals when we return to Safeco.
Ain't nobody in the game who can stop this.
Luis Gonzalez and Sammy Sosa are in the finals. Fittingly, 2 guys from first place ball clubs. The first place Diamondbacks, the first place Cubs. 2 National Leaguers here in an American League park. As you look at downtown Seattle, this is James Ellis from Knoxville, Tennessee, an eyeglass maker. He's hoping that Sammy Sosa wins it, and he'll win a $250,000 home, and he won't need glasses to see it. Then here's Luis Gonzalez's man, Tommy Knepp from Potter's Mill, PA. Potter's Mills, PA. I think that's out by Arnie.
It could be. The Gibsoni area.
Works in advertising and brochures for local fairs. And so those guys, one of those 2 will come away with a home. Courtesy of Century 21.
The guy who makes eyeglasses wants Sammy to focus in.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. That's
I'm trying.
Why not?
All right. So you got to break a few eggs in the omelet. Huh?
I get a. Very good. So Luis Gonzalez will hit first. And you know what's impressive? I mean, I know these are the finals and everything, but a lot of folks have been out here since 2. The gates opened at 1:30. It's been hot. It's now dinner to 7 o'clock, but even the farthest seats up here. I mean, there's some people that have left, but not many.
Top rows are filled still. It's
pretty
great.
full.
It's an awesome event, and I think this event has become just as fun as a game for the fans.
Well, I think this is actually a part of a game. This is part of the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, most guys, when they take batting practice, the last round or you challenge someone to a home run derby. I mean, that's what happens in batting practice almost every day in the Major League field.
Yeah. I mean, Todd Zeal, myself, and Robin Ventura, we always have this total bases game where, home runs 4 points, double, then you have a judge, and it gets pretty heated, and you have a lot of fun with it.
I used to beat up on Pete Rose every day in the long ball contest.
You didn't take out
I didn't
George.
challenge Vince.
You didn't challenge Foster, did you? George Foster?
No, I didn't challenge those guys. I challenged Pete.
Or Cesar Geronimo.
Or Davey. Meanwhile, Luis Gonzalez looking to get that struggle. I mean, it's hard to get up 3 times and slug away, huh?
Well, fatigue does come into it because your bat speed slows. I mean, you only have so many good swings in you a day.
Here it goes, way back to right, and Luis Gonzalez is Gonzo on the board. He wants this again, huh? Here it goes again to right. Here's the stroke. Home run number.
Just another upper deck shot.
Here it goes. Yikes. A quick 4 spot. Oh, my goodness gracious. This is way up there. Foul ball. And this one will be a little bit foul. Luis Gonzalez. There it is. Sweeping immigration. Tampa, Florida. Grew up, as we told you before. He is one of the nicest guys on any roster. And obviously he's become one of the best players in the game.
He is funny.
This is deep right field, and it's gone for Gonzalez. Look at this, fellas.
That's like exactly the same spot. Huh?
Yeah, it's the best for the...
That's pretty good in your third round to hit 6. He's hit 5, 5, and 6. Harold Reynolds.
All right, Louis. Came on with a big onslaught right there. How important is it to be familiar with the pitching guy that's throwing to you right now?
It's good. It's exciting for me to bring 2s. He's been throwing to me for the last 3 years. But to be honest with you, I never even expected to be here in this spot. So this is a lot of fun.
Okay, Boomer, back to you.
All right, Harold, Luis, good job. Well, you can see how he hits 35 home runs. So Sammy knows. The number is 6. Look at that face. He wants it bad. Baseball legend Freddie Lynn, Kenny Mayne's daring outfield play. That's next. But right now, it's Sammy Sosa. Won last year in Atlanta, hitting monstrous shots to the transformer in dead center field. Sammy started slowly, kind of getting on a tiebreaker with just 3, and had 8 in his second round. Now Luis Gonzalez got going with a 6th spot. And Sammy, who has the 3rd, 4th, and 5th longest home runs today, 468, 467, and 462, the 2 longest by Barry Bonds. And look at that, Waveland Avenue in Seattle.
Makes him feel right at home.
Thank you. Can you get the same wings out there? That's what I want to know.
We're working on it.
We'll try. We'll go out there and try.
So remember, the same pitcher to Luis Gonzalez. Jeff Matuzis. The twos.
I don't know if we'll ever hear the end of it from Louis. If he,
well, especially if he goes back to Arizona,
yeah, no
right?
kidding, huh?
When we get back.
There has to be a little loyalty thing here. Jeff said.
Hey, we'll know if Sammy gets to 6 and he drops a slide piece on it down the way.
Tries to turn it over, a little two-seamer. Chokes it a little bit. Does that Johnny Padres window shade change?
Too far under this one for Sammy.
Remember, I was hitting in the minor leagues with Dodgers. Johnny Padres was still there. He said, yeah, I'm going to throw you a changeup. I said, I'm going to way back, take it away. And I still chopped it down the third base line. He told you it was coming, and you still were out in front with that arm action.
It was James Ellis you saw a moment ago. The eyeglass maker from Knoxville, Tennessee. Can he win a home? And Sammy win one for him?
Sammy's got to get hot here. I mean,
Sammy's got to work on the home all at once. Just build it room by room.
Exactly. Foundation first.
Jason gave us a show, didn't he?
I have to tell you, I'm lobbying for changing the rules. Jason Giambi hit more home runs than anyone. He hit 20 home runs. Yeah. And the closest to him was Sammy with 11. I just think that the guy that hits the most in one round should be automatically in the finals. We'll make that suggestion.
You know what, Joe?
Yeah.
We've given you a national forum.
Thank you. I'm making that suggestion.
I like it.
He set a record for single round. He should be in the finals.
Why not? Instead, he's
tired.
Yeah, watch it.
He's just tired.
Hang with him.
Yeah, hang with him.
See you at the gala tonight.
Sammy's got one, and he's halfway to 10 outs. Well, one of the men we talked about at the start of the show was the quietest 35 home run first half season we can remember. I mean, Luis Gonzalez with 246 total bases. Yet he doesn't get the pub. And here he is, just continuing in the home run derby.
I think he's playing possum for everybody.
Well, he likes that. I mean, he says he's a quiet guy. He likes to be able to just go out and do his thing without all the fanfare around him. Yeah.
Are you looking forward tomorrow night, Michael, to Sammy Sosa trying to record some home runs? Looking forward tomorrow night to catching Schilling and Johnson and whoever's going to throw to you?
I'm excited. I think this is I've always enjoyed these games. I'll never get tired of coming. I would thank the fans voting me in. I mean, as long as I'm either elected or selected, I think it's great to go.
And I think you should be commended because, I mean, it would be easy for you to say you had the bad toe and sit out over the next few days and rest at home. But it is a fans game, and you should be concerned.
They want to
with
see
the
you
fans.
play. It's a great event.
Right.
Well, we're glad that not only you're playing that, you enjoy hanging with us.
This is why I really come. Hang out with you guys.
Well, Sammy's going to have to get awfully hot.
Yes, he is.
Ooh, he's sitting pretty right here. Sammy's got to get into a groove. Darn.
Here goes a
My pad is sleeping away.
location.
Exactly. Oh, man.
He'd already decorated a couple of the rooms.
It's too bad.
Gonzalez hit 5, he hit 5, and he hit 6, and he's on the edge, the verge, maybe walking away with this thing. Well, he's got it. Okay, we're already firing up the grill over there. All right, picky. Well, oh, man. Talk about a top spin forehand.
This is great at the top of the wall.
Oh, man. Well, staying alive is Sosa.
He's got to wait for the perfect pitch.
I see.
That looked like a slider.
Yeah, it might have been a little slide piece right there.
Well, Sosa has made his 10th out, and that will mean that Luis Gonzalez has won the Century 21 Home Run Derby. And there, Tommy Knapp from Potter's Mills, PA, wins the $250,000 home, and Luis Gonzalez is the man that furnished it. Harold Reynolds.
Luis, congratulations, first of all. This is becoming a pretty incredible year for you.
I tell you what, this is awesome. I mean, see all the other guys in this home run derby, and I didn't expect myself to be in here in this situation, but I'm having a blast out here.
Let me hit you with another shocker since you didn't know this. Tommy Knapp right over here, Century 21. You just won him a house worth $250,000. Winner of the Century 21 sweepstakes. Tommy, what do you think of Louis?
Look at super. Just, it's got to be incredible. Incredible. I appreciate it. Happy.
All right.
Well, Louis, you bring the guy to tears with a home run. How great a feeling is that?
Well, it makes me feel good. I mean, he gets a new house out of everything, and I'm happy. Everybody's happy, hopefully. And this is a great crowd out here, man. Seattle is, all the players are excited to be here. This is an awesome town, and we're hoping to have a good time out here this weekend.
All right, well, we got a few people we need to introduce and present you with the trophy. First of all, as you're shaking hands with Commissioner Bud Selig, the Commissioner of Baseball.
Congratulations, Louis. Boy, you put on quite a performance today, and you're the new champion, and you made everybody here very happy today. Thank you.
And from Century 21, I want to introduce the President, Van Davis, and Steve Serrano, the Executive VP of Marketing for Century 21. Congratulations to you all. Louis, congratulations to you, and you made a dream come true. Boomer, back to you.
All right, Harold, and congratulations, Luis, and congratulations, Tommy Neck. Joe Morgan, I mean, you talked about Luis Gonzalez in the beginning, and he's just in a year-long groove, isn't he?
Well, I think we go back to what Mike and I were talking about earlier. It's a game of skill, not so much of strength, because he may not be the strongest guy that was in the contest today, but he showed that he has the skills to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Well, Mike Piazza, it's always great of you to join us. Luis, and is he going to be big man walking around that locker room
cat's
tomorrow?
out of the bag now. He hasn't fooled me for years. I always knew his ability, and this event just typified what he's all about and how much he has improved.
Again, we really thank you for joining us, right, Joe? Isn't it fun to hang
Always
with Mike?
a pleasure.
Next year, we expect a new hairstyle from you.
All right.
Luis Gonzalez has won our 2001 Century 21 Home Run Derby. Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza, Harold Reynolds, and our entire ESPN crew. I'm Chris Berman. Hope you've enjoyed it here in Seattle. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Log on to ESPN.com for more.